Mr. Hitler, if you think we're on the run. We are the boys who will stop your little game. We are the boys who will make you think again. 'Cause who do you think you are kidding, Mr. Hitler, if you think old England's done? Mr. Brown goes off to town on the A21, but he comes home each evening and he's ready with his gun. So who do you think you are kidding, Mr. Hitler, if you think old England's done?
Try and keep still, Jones, will you? Now, tonight, Captain Mannering is going to be a little bit late, so he's asked me to take charge of the training program.
Well, can we fall out and have a bit of a smoke while we're waiting in, Sarge?
No, I'd rather you didn't, if you don't mind.
No, all right.
Tonight, Captain Mannering was going to do a little stalking. That is to say, how to creep up on an enemy sentry in the dark.
Here, you want to get old Taffy to do that? He's the biggest creeper of the lot.
No, just try and settle down, would you, please?
Come off, Joe. But it me interested to know that I'm an expert stalker. In fact, at one time I was considered one of the finest stalkers in the Highlands.
You're quite a little chatterbox in the lowlands and all.
All right. Now, we want somebody to creep up on.
Permission to speak, sir?
Yes.
I should like to volunteer to be the person you creep up on.
Now, you're always volunteering, Jones. You know, I think we ought to get somebody else to take the enemy sentry's part.
I should like that. I'd like to take the enemy sentry's part.
No, please, Jones, please. I think we ought to give some of the others a chance sometimes. Now, Godfrey, you can be the enemy sentry, right? Now, you'll need something to sit on.
Oh, I'd like to volunteer to be something you sit on.
No. Jones, please. Now, would you go and get that chair from Mr. Mannering's office, Godfrey, please? Right, now, Fraser, you seem to know rather more about this than most of us, so perhaps you could, put us in the picture.
I'll do that, Sergeant. Now then, pay attention, everybody. Now then, you approach your quarry from behind, and you always keep downwind of him.
Why'd you do that, Mr. Fraser?
So he doesn't get your scent.
But, Jock, humans don't smell humans.
You're not standing where I am, mate.
A dirty once! Pay attention! Come, Mr. Soul. Now then, watch me, and I'll give you a demonstration. Stand back. Now, I'm creeping up on an enemy sentry at night. Now, you'll notice the way I lift my feet up and put them down very carefully. It's most important to watch where you're putting your feet.
Especially if you're walking through a field of cows.
Walker, please.
As I was saying, you have to be careful where you put your feet. You might step on a dry twig, and then snap, the enemy sentry would be at your throat in a minute.
Hey, what's your game? You gone raving mad or something?
It's all right, Joe. Just always remember, though, to watch where you're putting your feet.
I will.
All right, Godfrey, thank you very much. Just bring it on, will you? Just put it down here. That's it. Now sit down. Now, I'd like somebody to volunteer to blindfold him.
I should like to do that. I'd like to blindfold Mr. Godfrey.
No need to get so fussed about it all.
Well, you keep leaving me out of everything.
All right, but then just do it, will you? And having done it, just spin him round, will you?
Yeah, right, there we are. There we are.
This reminds me, when I was a child, a game I used to play with my sisters. It was called Putting the Tail on the Donkey, I think it was.
Yeah, I remember. That was a good game. They don't play games like that anymore. And do you remember Postman's Knock and Kiss in the Ring? And then we used to play sardines.
I don't think I like sardines.
He didn't like sardines.
No, it's all right. Thank you very much. Now, when you all spread out, please. And when I blow the whistle, I want you to all creep up on Godfrey and give him a little surprise. Now, Godfrey, if you hear anything, I want you to turn round, point your finger, and pretend to shoot. Okay? All right, I think you better have a try. Just spin round, will you? All right, there we go. All right? Pop.
Is that all right, Sergeant?
Well, no, it wasn't quite, but still, I suppose it'll have to do. Right, now, are you all ready now? Right? Here we go, then.
We've arrived, Mr. Godfrey.
Come on, Godfrey, come on. Come along now.
Oh, dear, I must have dropped off. It's me because I was in the dark and I've had rather a tiring day waiting at the clinic.
Yes, I'm sure you have, and I think perhaps you ought to try it all over again, and this time I'll be the sentry, all right? Oh, my.
I'll have the whistle.
Yes,
I'll
all
have
right,
the
well, just
whistle.
a minute, just you're strangling me.
Yes, all right, all right.
All right.
I'll blindfold you.
Yes, but
see.
if you'll blindfold me, I'll be very grateful. I find that sort of thing very difficult to do on my own.
Thank you.
Now, is everybody ready?
Yes, ready, right.
All right, as quick as you can.
Ready, there we are.
Thank you.
Now then, Sergeant. Ready to go?
All right.
Right. Everybody ready?
Right.
Bang.
All right, Sergeant, I know I'm dead.
Lord, I'm so sorry, sir. I do beg your pardon. I thought you were the platoon.
Really? Didn't realise I was as heavy-footed as all that. I'd like to see you in the office, please, straight away. It's rather important.
All right, sir, I'll be there. Will you carry on, please, Jones?
Right. I will. Now, I'm taking the chair this time.
Hey,
Right.
let's go and have a cup of tea. That's the best idea you've had tonight. Come on.
Right, everybody ready? Right, let's go.
Shut the door, Wilson, please.
Oh, sorry, sir, yes.
Will you just read this letter?
Yes, sir. It's addressed to you, sir.
I know it is. Read it.
It's from Godfrey, it's funny. Why should he be writing you a letter, sir?
We'll find out.
Dear sir, it is with much regret that I must tender to you my resignation. Owing to personal reasons, I feel that I can no longer remain as a member of the platoon. Therefore, I must ask you to accept my 2 weeks' notice as from the end of the week. I remain, dear sir, your obedient servant, Charles Godfrey. That's a pity. We're going to miss him.
What do you mean we're going to miss him? Can't just leave like that.
Well, I mean, I don't see you've got anything to stop him, sir. He's given you 2 weeks' notice.
This is war, Wilson, not Sainsbury's. Ask him to come in here and explain himself.
Right.
Just have a look at that rota. Monday, number 1 section on patrol, gasworks, railway bridge, telephone exchange. 22:50, Godfrey puts on kettle. 22:58, Godfrey makes tea, ready for return of patrol at 2300 hours. Tuesday, number 3 section, patrol to Novelty Rock Emporium. Godfrey leaves here 23:30, arrives at Novelty Rock Emporium 23:50, makes tea, ready for arrival of patrol 2400 hours. Oh, no. I couldn't let him go. He's far too valuable.
You wanted to speak to me, sir?
Yes, I did, Godfrey. Sit down, will you, please?
Thank you.
Don't go, Wilson. I may need you.
Oh, right.
Now, Godfrey, what's the meaning of this letter?
I'm afraid it means that I've got to leave, sir.
You mean you're feeling a little too old for active service now?
No, not really.
What then?
Well, the other morning I got up a little earlier than usual. Mind you, I'm usually up about 7:30 because I make the early morning tea. And then I take a cup to my sister's. You know, until recently, we've had some very good tea from the Army Navy stores, but now it's so short ration that we have to put up with almost anything we can get.
I quite agree with you, my dear fellow. The stuff we're getting now is absolutely terrible. I mean, all those terrible little sort of fluffs of tea floating about at the top. It's really horrid,
Wilson,
isn't it?
do you mind?
I beg your pardon. Sorry.
Godfrey, what has this got to do with your leaving?
Oh, I'm just coming to that. Now, where was I?
I think you were just about to make the early morning tea.
Oh, yes. Well, I went to the larder to get the milk. And then I saw something that made me realize I just couldn't possibly carry on any longer.
What on earth was that?
A mouse.
Mouse?
Yes. You see, there was a great big pudding basin empty in the larder, and this mouse had fallen into it and was running round and round inside, trying to get out. Of course, I knew I ought to kill it because we were infested by mice. So I managed to grab hold of it, and then, as I held it in my hand, I felt its little heart beating under the fur, and I just couldn't bring myself to do it.
What did you do?
And I took it to the garden and let it go.
Godfrey, I'm still not... clear as to what this has to do with your leaving the platoon.
But don't you see, sir? If I couldn't bring myself to kill that mouse, how could I possibly kill a German?
Well, you should have thought of that before you joined the Home Guard.
Yes, but when the Home Guard started, things were so desperate. I thought it'd be different to last time.
Well, things are still desperate, Godfrey. Nazis could invade us at any moment. We need every man we can lay our hands on. What do you mean, different from last time?
The last war, sir. You see, I was a conscientious objector.
Oh, I see. Yeah. You know what?
A conscientious objector.
A conscience? You mean you didn't want to fight?
Well, not really, sir.
No. I can't believe this, Godfrey. I just can't believe it. I think you'd better go home.
Very good, sir. You mean you don't want me to do anything more for you tonight?
No, I don't think you'll just go.
Yes. I'm terribly sorry about this, Captain Marion. I've enjoyed so much being with you all, and I can only hope that my service has given every satisfaction.
Get out.
So, don't you think, sir, you're being a little bit harsh?
Harsh? Harsh, Wilson?
Yes.
I find we've been harbouring a damn conch in our midst, and you say I'm being harsh?
Well, a man must follow his own inclination, sir.
Where would the country be if we all felt like that, eh? Okay. Supposing you just finished work at the bank.
Yes.
And you decided to go and have tea with Mrs. Pike. When you arrived there, you found some Nazi stormtrooper forcing his attentions on her. How would you feel then, eh?
Oh, really, sir?
That strikes home, doesn't it? That cuts to the bone.
That's rather an old-fashioned argument, don't you think, sir?
Say I'm old-fashioned. I can't stand cranks. Can you imagine a man not wanting to fight? It isn't normal.
Well, what are you going to do about him, sir?
You know what I'd like to do with him?
What's that?
I'd like to give him the Rogue's March.
Rogue's March?
Used to do that in the British Army, you know, years ago. If a man was a coward or brought disgrace on his regiment, they used to parade him in front of the men, take the gold braid from his hat, strip off his epaulets, tear down his medals, break his sword in half.
You'd hardly be able to do that to Godfrey, sir. He's only wearing a suit of denim.
Yes, all right. Get the men on parade.
Well, what are you going to say to them, sir?
I'm going to tell them the truth. I may not be able to tear his epaulets off physically, but by God, I can do it verbally.
I'm nobody's baby.
Hi, Jonesy, what's the idea of this parade, then? I mean, what's the big mystery?
All I know is Mr. Manning said we've got to come on parade. I think he's going to make a special announcement or... Here. Where's Godfrey?
He went home about half an hour ago. As he was going out, I said, "Where are you going, Mr. Godfrey?" But he didn't answer. I think he had tears in his eyes.
Ah, he's as soft as a cream puff. If I was a man in his shoes, by God, I'd give him something to cry about.
Up in the ears, everybody. All right, platoon. Come on, Jones. Platoon. 10, shot!
Steady it, ease. Now, pay attention. In the 14 months that we've been together, we've had to... In the 14 months that we've been together, we've had to put up with many trials and tribulations. What is it, Warden?
You're going to be long.
I don't know. I've got something important to say to the men. I don't... So I was saying, we've had to put up with many trials and tribulations.
What's Napoleon going on about then?
He's got something very important to say to the men.
Why is he standing on a box?
Well, I don't know.
Is that the only way you can get the men to look up to him?
Yes, shh.
Long hours on duty.
Look,
Lots
don't
of sleep.
shush me, mate. I haven't got all
Going
day.
on,
I've been coming
ordinary
out here
work,
to ask you
during the
about
day.
the civil defence exercise on
Home
Saturday
guard.
afternoon.
Just have to wait, that's all.
In our spare time.
We'll soon see about that.
But always preparing for the constant threat of invasion, which is just across the Channel. Now, we've always given of our services quite freely, not looking for any reward. Indeed, any reward which we may have could only come from some higher authority. Up above.
There was a brave old Scotchman at the Battle of Waterloo. The wind blew up his petticoats and showed his... Mr. Fraser, have a nice patrol.
For your information, son, the word is Scotsman. Scotch is something you can drink. But for the life of me, I can't understand why you English are so obsessed with what we wear under the kilt.
Cool. Blimey, it's an half chilly out tonight.
Good old Pikey. I see you made some tea. There's a good boy.
Oh, listen to that wind. So,
Mine shot.
good job you're not wearing your kilt, Taffy. Otherwise, you might feel a bit drafty around the
It's
old...
a good job you're not going to mention the word kilt again, Joe. Otherwise, you might feel a wee bit drafty up your nose with my fist
All
there.
right, sorry I spoke.
Yeah, sure.
Whoa, what did you put in this tea, Pikey?
Oh, don't you like it?
Well, it's not as good as what Mr. Godfrey makes.
Didn't mention that name to me, cold sakes. To think we've had a country in ranks all this time without knowing it.
What's going to happen to him, Mr. Jones?
Mr. Mandarin's going to keep him in platoon till he can make a replacement for him.
It's a disgrace. A downright disgrace.
My mum says men ought to be men. I heard her telling me Uncle Arthur that last night.
I don't know, I feel a bit sorry for the old boy. I reckon he's a nice old bloke. What do you reckon, Jonesy?
I don't know. I've been a soldier all my life. I don't know anything about conscience objections. Ours is not the reason why. Ours is but to do or die. I remember when I was on the Northwest Frontier.
Northwest Frontier of where?
Golders Green.
Northwest Frontier of India, my boy. India. We're surrounded by thousands of Pathans.
Oh, those black men with turbans.
No, not black. They're same colour as you, Pikey.
Do you mean they're green?
No. On about. Anyway, they got cruel faces and hawk-like noses and cruel little beady eyes.
Hey, just like Taffy here.
Yeah. Come to think of it, old Taffy's a bit like a Pathan, isn't he?
Get here talking balderdash. I'm a Scotsman born and bred.
Yeah, maybe his old man had a bicycle.
Now, let me get on with it. Let me get on with it. Anyway, we were surrounded by thousands of Pathans.
Hey, Jonesy.
Yeah.
Are they the ones that don't like it up 'em?
Oh, shut up.
Are too late to make the tea?
I didn't think you were coming, Mr. Godfrey. I've already made it.
Suddenly there's an awfully queer smell around here. Come on, boys, it's time we're getting back in patrol.
I brought some upside-down cakes. My sister made them specially. Would anyone like it?
It's very nice of you, mister. No, thanks. I'm not very hungry, Mr. Godfrey.
Thank you very much, Mr. Godfrey. I'll have that one.
Come on.
What's that for?
It's a blue world without you. It's a...
Oh, I shouldn't put any more rags on there, Bill. You know what an old fastpot Mandarin is.
Here, hope this smoke test isn't too much for Mr. Hodges.
Oh, don't you worry about that. They're dead keen. Besides, I should keep my eye on them. We don't want them coming out looking like a lot of kippers, do we? Oh, blimey, here comes Napoleon.
Halt! All right, just fall out, will you?
Afternoon, Mr. Hodges. Afternoon. We're ready for you. Thank you very much. Right, gather round. Now, this afternoon, we're going to do rescuing an unconscious person from a burning building. Now, this hut here is full of smoke. We've been burning damp rags on this stove here. The smoke goes through this pipe here into the hut here. Now, when you get inside the hut, you'll find a lot of sacks filled with straw. Now, these sacks represent the bodies. Now, when you get inside, you take hold of one of these and you go out through the flap on the other side here, take the body up the ladder and go over the wall.
Yeah, aye. What about all that smoke then? I mean, we're going to be suffocated.
Not if you do it properly, you won't. I'll just show you. Right.
Let us pray.
You trying to be funny?
Quiet, Walker.
Right, now what you do is this. You get your nose flat on the floor like so. There we are. Closing your mouth. Now, is that quite clear? Whatever you do, do not take your nose off the floor. And you go along like this.
You can tell by the shape of his nose he's been practicing.
But, Mr. Speaker,
Yes?
supposing your nose is longer than 2 inches.
For your information, Corporal, my nose is not longer than 2 inches.
He didn't mean your nose. I mean, not your actual nose. He was talking about a sort of a hypothetical nose.
Oh, no, I didn't mean Mr. Manringer got one of those. No, I didn't mean that, did I?
no,
No,
what
I...
was it
yes,
then?
sir. Well, I don't know what he meant by that.
Mr. Hodges?
Yes?
Is the floor of the hut made out of wood?
Yes, it is. Why?
Well, my mum would object bitterly if I were to push my nose along the floor and get a splinter in it.
Damn sissy.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about that, lad. No, don't think anything more of it. If you like, I'll put a bloody carpet down for you!
Warden. You should swear at my men.
Well, enough to make anybody swear. Here am I trying to give a serious lecture, and all they can do is argue about the shape of their noses. You don't realise how lucky you are to be allowed to go through a smoke-filled hut. A lot of people would give the right arm just to go through a smoke-filled hut.
Get on.
Now, this is a very dangerous operation, so please watch very carefully. My colleague here will go round to the other side of the hut and count you off as you come through. If one of you don't appear, I shall nip in quick and get you out, OK?
Right, round the other side, then.
That's very nice.
Right, off you go, Bill, and don't forget, there's 17 to come through.
Righto, Mr. Rogers.
I shall go through first. I'll ask you, my men, to do anything that I can't do.
Do you think that's wise, sir?
Wilson, just get the rest of the platoon ready to come through.
All right, so yeah.
Number 1 coming through, Bill!
Righto, Mr. Rogers.
Mr. Speak, Sergeant, can I be the next one to go through that smoky hole?
Yes, off you go, Jonesy.
Right,
Who's
thank
you
you,
can?
sir.
There you are.
Thank you.
Lift this up. There you are.
Permission to apologise, sir.
Just what do you mean by coming back? You've ruined all my counting.
Never mind that. There's not enough smoke in there.
Cancel that first one. Billy's come back again. Hooligan.
Corporal, sir.
Start leading the men through.
Right, sir. Go on, then. Right out,
What do you think you're doing? You're putting all those on you. Maniac, you'll asphyxiate them.
A job's worth doing. It's worth doing well.
How'd they go in there?
All right, Mr.
Coming through. Right, come on, Zed. That's it, come on. Come on, good. Lummy, come on, you'll have to do it quicker than that. That's it. Right, up you go, lad. That's it, what we got coming through here?
What's your game?
What are you going back for?
Well, I forgot my little straw man. Just a minute. Yeah. Never tangle with an old butcher.
Oh, what are you playing at?
I've got a splinter in my darn nose.
Oh, get over that, laddie, you
Yeah.
Go on, and you, come on. Lot of sissies, go on.
That's
5
more to go, Mr. Rogers.
5 more to go.
Here, there's much more smoke in there than usual.
Well, of course, it's that Captain Mannering, the raving maniac. He's putting more rags on the stone. Right, come on now, hurry up.
Would you do me a favour?
What's that?
Just clear out.
That's very nice, isn't it?
Right, through you go, Pike. You next, Walker. Put that cigarette out. No smoking in there. Godfrey, you're not going to get out of this one.
I'm not trying to get out of it, sir.
Jolly well like to, wouldn't you? Off you go. Remember, I'll be right behind you. None of your damn conchy tricks here.
Oh, blum, it's that one with the scarf. Come on, young'un.
Where to now?
Over the ladder. Come on, up the wall there. Come on, you. Come. Oh, blimey. That's only 2 more to come, isn't it?
That's right, Mr. Hodges.
You go over the wall now. I'll stop here, all right?
Right, you are.
OK. What we got here, then? Oh, it looks like Ben Gunn. One more, Grandpa. That's it, all right. Where's Captain Mannering?
He's just behind me.
Oh, well, he's fireproof. He's all right. Look, I tell you what. I'm going over the wall now. You wait there for the captain, all right? Right.
You all right, Captain Mannering? Mr. Hodges, Captain Mannering hasn't come through yet. Mr. Hodges. All right, Captain Mannering, I'm coming.
Yes, he'll be as right as rain in a day or two, Miss Godfrey. See that he gets plenty of rest.
Yes, thank you, Doctor. Will it be all right for Mr. Mannering to come in now?
Oh, yes, of course. Goodbye.
Thank you,
so
Doctor.
much. Goodbye.
Goodbye. My brother will see you now, Mr. Mannering.
Thank you.
Godfrey,
Feeling better?
very much better.
There's some nice strengthening sweetbreads for you, Mr. Godfrey.
I brought you a bottle of whiskey, son.
Here's a quarter pound of tea.
From the Army and Navy?
No, I got it from a mate of mine in the Air Force.
Well, sir, aren't you going to thank him for saving your life?
Yes, of course I am.
Give the officer a bit of room.
Move back a bit. That's better.
Well, Godfrey, I may have said 1 or 2 harsh things to you in the past. I'd just like you to know that deep down, we're all very, very... What's that photograph of you in uniform?
Oh, that was the last war, sir.
Just a minute. You're wearing the military medal.
Yes, that's right.
But you told us that you were that you were a conscientious objector.
Oh, so I was.
Well, how could you win the MM?
Well, he volunteered to join the medical corps. And during the Battle of the Somme, he went out into no man's land under heavy fire and saved several lives.
Oh, no, it wasn't as heavy as all that, you know.
Yes.
Well, I'm sure we're all very sorry to set upon you in very strong judgment, Mr. Godfrey.
Speaking for myself, I never doubted you for a single minute.
Perhaps Godfrey could be our future medical orderly.
What a good idea, Wilson.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes. Well, from now on, you're appointed to be medical orderly to the platoon. Take up your duties as soon as you feel fit. Huh?
Thank you very much.
No, I mustn't tire him anymore. Off you go.
Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
All right, I'll
Come on, quick as you can now. All right.
Goodbye.
One thing I still don't understand, Godfrey.
Oh, what's that?
Why have you never worn your medals?
Well, it seemed rather ostentatious.
Ostentatious? Well, if I'd won the MM, I should have been so proud that I would have worn it on my chest for the whole world to see.
Well, that would have been all right, sir, because you look like a hero.
Well, it just shows, sir, you can't always go by appearances.
No.